non-Pacific Islander youth to kind of get them to take opportunities like the HEVA, because you don't know what kind of networks and connections you might get, who it might lead you to, and yeah.
Have you so what have you experienced as far as this year, like just taking on that role? Have you seen like a growth in yourself? Have you been like, man, I got to be a little bit more mature when I'm out there in public?
I think now filling in the shoes of the past Mr. Havas, or the past Mr. Havas, I think there is a sort of professional face that I have to put on, and to be able to separate, professional and pleasure when I'm with people, make sure that I don't make the organization look bad, or that I can be able to represent it as best as I can be.
Yeah, I think that's another thing too. I think it's hard because there's not too many male dancers, at least here in San Diego. I mean, when I watch the videos from Tahiti, there's, just it's massive. I'm just like, just give me that chance to like dance with that many men. You know what I mean? Like, because that to me, that's awesome. I mean, I know that doesn't sound right, but like this is me. I want to look powerful out there. I want to look, because they dance with a lot of passion, a lot of like heart behind them. You could see it.
And also as an organization, that's what we want to focus and continue to target, is to bring these masters, of the Tahitian, of the Tane dancing, the Ori Tahiti, where these men come here and give you a workshop where and invite the Tane to come forward and learn about this dancing, because not only it's great cardio, but it's a good fit. It's full of mana, of course.
We have a couple coming up too.
I see you guys have a lot of workshops that you guys put on, which are that's great. I'm still waiting for when you guys have a male workshop, so I can go out there.
We have one coming up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, they actually have
August
a
10th.
Tane workshop on August 10th.
I don't know, man. My palte ain't that great. I got short legs, son.
It's for every
Short
level.
legs are the best.
I don't know. You better tell my legs that.
We're gonna have a Toa Nui, he's a professional dancer in Tahiti. He just he actually won 3rd place at the Heve Tahiti, which is like huge out there. But he's gonna do a workshop out here on August 10th in Mira Mesa. So.
August 10th. August 10th. All right, man.
For any Tanes out there.
I'll try, man. Because I always like just going to workshops, period. I think it's always fun. You learn a lot. That's just me. That's just me culturally. Like I said, to be in the 90s, in high school, to be a dancer wasn't the most hip thing to do. But I was like, man, it's my culture. I find passion behind it. And so that's why I think, like, when you have, like, Nosh or you have any other guys out there, I encourage them to continue. Like, even Javen is, he's not here and he probably ain't watching, but, for him to dance and continue his culture through that way, I'm super proud of him, and I want him to continue. Because we need future leaders in the Tane or the Kane or the, the Lahi section as well. You need those kind of, like, male figures. You need those strong dancers.
Absolutely.
Noah's one of my favorites from Hiva Katoa.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah, Noah's
so
a great dancer, great choreographer, musician.
And beautiful heart.
Amazing.
Yeah, he don't talk too much, but But yeah, like when I watch him dance,
that's
true. He doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't talk too much.
And
that's the best kind of person, man.
That's how he is, right?
I show it on the dance floor. Yeah, it's awesome. M.A. Vina, once again, he's also a great choreographer, but I've always liked Noah's dance style because of the strength that he pulls, the way he dances. Right. So what about Heva San Diego? What can we expect this year? Because you guys have been growing every year.
Yes.
You've gotten bigger and bigger, and do you guys do groups?
Yeah.
A group yes, that Sunday?
Yeah. No, actually, this year it's gonna be on Saturday. So.
Okay.
We have a pretty legit lineup this year. We're very excited because we have a new location. As I mentioned earlier, it's at the Port Pavilion on Broadway Pier. And it's on a pier. It's right on the water. So how appropriate is it to bring Tahiti right above the water? So that's gonna be nice. On Saturday we have the solo competition. Then we have the group competition. And then we have a performance by a very big name in Tahiti called Teva LC. He's very, very popular with the groups. And then we have a dance group from Tahiti coming down called Hitireva. And they are going to do almost a 2-hour performance of, in-depth culture. So that is very exciting. And then on Sunday, we have, again, the solo competition going on, and we have awards.
Nice. That's awesome. So, Puiti, let me ask you some questions about just the difference in dance styles from Tahiti to San
Yes.
Diego, because there is definitely a different dance style.
Yes, it's
When you see
true.
someone on Tahiti, you definitely know. At least I do. I can tell like, oh, that person either is from Mexico or they're from Tahiti, because there's a different dance style.
You can see
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
You can see it. Yeah.
Yes.
So how did you feel when you came here and you saw the people from California and the way they were dancing?
Well, I was really surprised because in Tahiti, I think, I don't know, but we have no idea how big Tahitian dancing is here. So when I came and I saw all those schools and all those Oritaiti competitions, I was like, wow. Like, and, but I'm very impressed because the girls are very, I don't know, they just have this passion for Oritaiti, and I think in Tahiti we have the same passion, but for example, I think the young generation sometimes takes it for granted, whereas here it's just like straight a passion for
Dedication.
Tahitian. Yeah.
Do you think like people in Tahiti are forgetting that it can be lost if it's not remembered or not practiced?
Yes, I mean it's not like everybody's different, but there's definitely a difference. But I think the generation is becoming more aware of how important the culture is, because you know you also have to remember that it's a small island, so you
Right.
want to be different. You don't want to always do like traditional stuff. So
And there's always
Yes.
there's always a time when tradition has to hold premise, because that's how you end up losing tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the hardest thing, and I think that's with any dance, is how far can you go, and how you also supposed to hold on to basics,
Yes.
right? So you have to be able to ground yourself and know where your basics are, and then you also have to be able to evolve and catch the next person's eye,
Exactly.
right? And so that's because there's a new farapu that I wasn't a really big fan of, which is the girls where they kind of spread their legs and they farapu. Which
Yeah.
me personally, I'm just not a fan of it. But it's big right now. It's one of the more prominent moves, and I can respect it, for what it is. But
That's true.
that's just me. I'm maybe a little more old school. Like
yeah, that's what I noticed here too. It's more, not every group, but it's more about the entertainment and how like the show, and in Tahiti is more about the storytelling. That's how I feel personally about it.
right, and you can see that in any of the YouTube videos I've ever watched from the competitions out there. It's
Yes.
all about the story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the story, and I love it. I
Yeah.
think that's because it draws you in. Like it's like watching a performance at like a fine arts institute here in San Diego.
Exactly.
And how do you feel, Auntie, about the progression of
Yeah.
dance?
Well, just like the Hawaiian, the Hawaiian take their hula very seriously, and they dance with the heart, the hands, and it has a meaning. The Tahitian has come to that point where they become very protective now of
Yes.
their dancing. So that's our identity, and we're gonna protect it, and we're gonna dance it just like we dance it.
Right.
So, but you're right. There were new steps, new modern moves now that have come into the dance, the Ori Tahiti, and there's nothing we can do. But as long as it's respected, and it's still Tahitian dancing, it's
Right.
still Ori Tahiti.
And Nash, where did you learn your Tahitian from, or what? I'm sorry, what?
So I actually started dancing with a professional group in 2014
Okay.
with Pride of Polynesia under Susan Leatawa, my auntie Sue, and her son Quincy Leatawa, who is actually a past Mr. Hava contestant as well. So I learned my Tahitian from there, but before them I actually did like one practice when Leisa was still around. But that's where I usually learned all my Tahitian dance and music
you continue? Are you continuing with any school, or are you just doing it on your own now?
Oh no, I'm still dancing with Pride of Polynesia.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah, I
is
didn't know
that Quincy the fire knife?
Yeah, Quincy
Yeah,
the
he's
Fire
bad,
Knife.
man.
Bro, I went to high school with that dude.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Helix.
Because it was crazy because like all of us kind of already knew each other, and then we see this other guy who's like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" So I'm like,
He's
I don't
actually
really
going
know
to
you like that, but we took it. He was cool after we talked to him and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But we were like,
Right.
I don't know you, bro. Like, but he's like one of the I want like not popular, but respectable dudes around. Like to me, I respect him a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even up to now, like he always like shows love all the time.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah.
especially like at PIFA or any like Islander events, like he just shows love, and that's what I think that's what you want to
Because
replicate.
he's the one
right?
with the pet on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like his Fire Night spinning is just
he's crazy,
On
bro.
point.
fire, man.
He's
Yeah,
actually
I
going
just
to
watch him.
Florida.
literally
for a
fire.
Literally fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he spins really fast, man. I'm just like, man. And he came out of nowhere for me. I mean, because I thought I
Really?
knew a lot of people in the dance community.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden he just popped up and I was like, who is that?
maybe because he's younger. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
older.
Huh?
And you're getting older.
Yeah, man. You get old, man. I'm 36 now. It's
Like
like,
we don't want to see you spinning fire.
dude, I used to spin fire. I told you I could spin fire, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I can spin fire, but I mean, it's nowhere near as fast as his is. I think
Oh,
I burned
yeah.
the back of my head one time and I was like, I'm done. I'm good.
You want to look
You
like
know, Quincy's a great fire knife dancer. He's actually going to Florida
Oh, really?
this
compete?
upcoming week for to compete.
Yeah.
And his dad's really well known too in the Siva Afi community. But yeah, he's a really
Do you spin? Does he teach you guys how to spin?
he teaches some of us how to spin. He's encouraging something new that he wants to kind of progress or make in the productions. I don't know if you know Sean Sarag.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Quincy are really close, and they both learned under his dad, Uncle Quincy. And Junior, he spins because of his dad, and he just wants to pass on everything that his dad has taught him.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sean. Sean spins because he wants to pass down everything that Quincy and his family has given to him growing up in the group.
Yeah. And that's a great segue into the next section. How do you guys feel about the passing down of traditions? As far as like, obviously you have to, you should, but before in the dance community, it was so like sacred. It was like, oh no, this is ours. We won't tell anybody unless you're with the group.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
because to me, it seems like it's kind of grown and people are like more open to sharing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because if you don't share, you start losing traditions, and then all of a sudden you try to keep within your family, and then all of a sudden your family doesn't want to do it no more, and then you're like, oh, okay, well,
And it gets
we need to keep
forgotten.
passing it on. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You kind of need to, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I think that's really important in not just Tahitian culture, but in all of our Pacific Islander communities and cultures, because I mean,
Right.
that was the main source of knowledge, was through oral communication, storytelling, the dance, the music. We didn't really have a form of
Yes.
written writing system, so that's how we passed down our culture. So even for me, like growing up, I maintained my Chamorro culture through my grandpa, my grandparents. Even though I don't speak it, I do understand. I do listen to the songs, and I also think it's important to pass down what we know to the next generation. Otherwise, like you said, we're just going to lose it, and it's going to be hard to pick it back up once it's gone.
Right. So, I mean, that's just like Chamorro. I mean, because you speak French, Lindsay?
Yes. Not perfect French, but enough to get by. I wish I spoke Tahitian though.
Yes.
That's one thing that a lot of people.
Do you speak Tahitian?
a little bit.
Little
But
bit?
that's the big thing in Tahiti. We don't really speak. We don't really speak Tahitian at school.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I mean, that's like us. I mean,
That's-
Chamorro culture.
It used
Yeah.
to be
Is that
banned.
a battle?
So
though
we
now?
learn it from our grandparents,
Right.
because they talk.
Well,
and
now
Uh,
it's
now it's
becoming
changing.
more.
It's
Yes,
changing.
they're trying to teach the Tahitian language, but for a long time, for example, when I grew up, we didn't learn Tahitian at school, which is sad because
Are they teaching it now in school?
yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
mandatory.
they finally
that's
woke
great.
up.
Yeah.
See, like
Yeah.
right now, it's the same
Dude.
thing in Guam, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
It's being forced.
Until like 6th grade, I believe.
That's good.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the immersion programs going on over
Yeah.
there.
So there's like a renaissance back on Guam right now, and we kind of go through the same thing. And that's the sad thing about being any island in the Pacific, unless you were lucky enough to be like in Tonga or Samoa, which
Yes.
wasn't really affected as much through war and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Guam was just the one that got hit the hardest, and it just constantly
Yeah.
got hit, and so they're trying to get the language back into the programs, and that's awesome to hear that Tahiti's doing that, because
Yes.
that should be it's part of your identity
Yeah.
as a Tahitian or as a Chamorro or as a Samoan. Is your language, and for the longest time I was like, I don't need my language if I know my culture. But then you go back to Guam and you kind of like see like people talking your culture, and then it's like,
Dang.
well,
I need-
damn, I want to speak Chamorro
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I want to speak like
Yeah.
you guys. And
I think it's just because, I mean, being out here in the United States too, there was, for our grandparents maybe, but for our grandparents living out here, you know, culture wasn't really as important as achieving your dreams, your
Surviving,
opportunity.
right.
Yeah, surviving, right? Because they wanted to fit in, and I feel that was the important thing for all Pacific Islanders who moved out here to the United States or who are immigrating here, was that in order to fit in, they had to hide their culture, they had to disregard it, disconnect themselves so that they can, you know, live out here and survive.
So, Auntie, let me
Absolutely.
ask you. Yeah, let me ask you this,
I agree.
because that's. I mean, you're here with your daughter. Was that kind of the concept you had when you came here? Was like, look, we're just gonna try to get by and make it here in America because this is the land of opportunity, and you know we kind of disregard our dance, or we kind of dance here and there, but we're not too focused on it. Is that how you felt when you kind of moved here?
Well, no, I never had. To me, introducing the culture of Tahiti here was really never my goal. I came here same as Poeti, you know, was to study and go back home and you know use English to
Interesting.
become a flight attendant, and that was it. You know.
Don't work for United; they suck.
Well, let's not say that because they just sponsored us.
Trick. Just kidding.
They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Why the
they-
friendly skies?
yeah, and they just became one of our second largest sponsor. So let's put it this way.
Oh, what a jerk, Rich.
Looks like they're never coming back to our show. Thanks, Rich. Jeez, man.
We can edit that out. We can edit that out. Not on the live show, but we can edit it out.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I think now, you know, especially after Lindsay became Miss FIFA 2009, that's when it all started. So, in relation with Nash winning that title as Mr. Hava, and as you know, from Guam, someone from Guam, he has a great opportunity to expand that, you know, and make it visible. And that was also my goal is once Tahiti is here, then I want to make sure that it's big, it stands out, just like Hawaii or you know, Samoa. Yeah, so that's my primary goal, is to make sure that we teach it right, we share it. Very, very important to what you said, and just make it visible, because our culture is beautiful too. It's part of the South Pacific, so we do fit in, and we should have the same. We should be entitled, just like, you know, our brothers and sisters, the Polynesian communities, to fit in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because I kind of feel about that with the Chamorro culture. There's Hawaii and Samoa are definitely prominent here in San Diego. Always have been. And Tahiti's like, you know, they're there. You know, they're definitely there. But the Chamorro culture is also like, it's kind of like sitting under the radar. When, you know, we're a big community out here.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we're-
yeah, the big-
you-
the biggest.
Yeah.
That's a
Out
huge.
of all
And
the
so-
Islanders, you guys are
Yeah,
the
you know,
biggest.
we're not too seen as far as like PIFA's concerned or any other events are concerned. We have our own festival finally, and that's one
And
of our
it's a
culture
beautiful festival. I've been to it.
fests. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
But so let me ask you, Lindsay, what made you? Well, obviously, Hava, when you went back to Tahiti.
Yes.
But what made you go back to Tahiti? Was it like that one thing you're like, you know, Mom, I feel like I'm missing something. Like I just need to.
You know, when I was a kid growing up, my aunties, my cousins, my mother, they had all dance. You know, we would have these little family parties in Tahiti, and they would teach all the little kids to do a little routine, and then all the adults would be drunk, and we would just do the dance for them, and they loved it. And but that
My kind of
culture-
party.
Yeah, exactly. They would be drinking their Tahitian punch. But
And some Hinano too.
yeah, some Hinano, of course. So seeing my cousins and my aunties and my mother dance at a young age, I was a very tomboy, but I couldn't help but fall in love with it. And at that time, I was still a tomboy, so I was like, no, I'm not a dancer. But then once I turned, I think maybe like 17, I hit a rough point in my life where I felt kind of lost. I didn't really have anything going on. And I saw Haley's Polynesian Review. They did a performance. And I couldn't believe how much dedication these girls had for the Tahitian culture. I couldn't believe that they were doing these beautiful dances. And here I was, a Tahitian in San Diego, and I was doing nothing. So I joined them.
It's amazing.
And it kind of transformed my life, you know, going to their group and then competing in Miss PIFA and actually winning, you know. So I think inside of me, because of how I was raised in Tahiti, going back and forth, I wanted that lifestyle. And then once I was adult, you know, I transformed into who I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You gonna jump on that?
I'm Tahitian butterfly.
No, I mean that's a great story. I mean that's because I kind of like, you know, you kind of, I don't know, you kind of feel lost in growing up in San Diego and being an islander. Like you're not really sure who to connect with, and you always want to connect with your people, right? You want to connect with your people, and even though you're home, it's home, but then you connect with like people at school. You're like, oh yeah, we do this, we do that, and then you get older and like some people they kind of veer off and don't keep the culture, and you're kind of like, oh, that's not really where I want to go.
Yes.
You know, like, and you kind of keep on pushing through, and it's a rough road for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's a rough road, like sitting there by yourself, like, man, I don't really want to play basketball no more, guys. I kind of want to go here and do my cultural stuff.
Yeah.
And you lose a lot of friends. You know what I mean? But and then the real ones stay with you. But I definitely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I did. You know, honestly, once I got immersed in my culture, I did lose a lot of friends.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. But I honestly think that it's made me happier. It's made me a better person because I'm just, I don't know, something in my heart was just on fire whenever I started dancing. I just loved it.
Yeah. Right. And Puiti, so now that you're back here in you're in San Diego, you're done with school in Long Beach.
Yes.
Okay. So your plans to stay here for a while?
Well,
Hopefully.
yes, hopefully.
Yeah. You got that?
That's awkward.
You got a visa?
Yes, I can show you my card if you want.
Better cut the live feed real fast.
Yeah, we'll edit this part out.
Edit that out.
Oh, I have my visa. What are you talking about?
We are
now.
podcasting from an undisclosed location. By the way.
Close the garage.
You will never find her.
And are you enjoying San Diego?
Yes, I love it.
All right.
It's
So what's
better
better,
than
Long
mine.
Beach or San Diego?
San Diego.
See,
on.
told you,
All
son.
that
There you go.
SD.
There's
I
nothing
don't know.
to
I
compare.
think
Oh, here
I
we
think
go.
because San Diego's more cultural.
Yeah. She said there's nothing to compare.
But you
Yeah.
know, like in San Diego, I feel more like I'm home because
That's what
in
a lot
Long
of people
Beach,
say.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
some
A lot of
friends,
people say
really
that.
good friends, but I mean, being surrounded by Lindsay and Maiva, I'm not like homesick or yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we met her, honestly, because she's the secretary for Haver San Diego, and you know, finding people that are really dedicated to the culture like Poiti and Nash, I love it. It inspires me because you know we have someone that we could share this
It's a
passion with.
blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it's hard. It's hard to
yeah.
find
It
anybody
is,
that
it is.
dedicated to the culture. It's
And
really hard.
it's weird where life leads us because Poeti's mom is one of my very best friend working for the Tahiti Tourism Office. So we connect and you know wanted to put the daughters together and this is a miracle.
Yeah, but when when you need something in life, it comes to you, and I honestly feel that way about Poiti and Nash. Like we needed them for our organization to share Tahiti.
Nash, have you been to Tahiti yet?
Not
going
yet.
soon.
Not yet, but he did want a ticket.
On November.
Yeah, he wanted a
You're going
ticket.
November?
You want a ticket?
Damn.
Yeah, we're going with there's many people going to
You guys should come
to
too.
Tahiti. There's
I'd
also
love to go.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
My group was
Well, we
actually
have a
planning a
raffle
group trip
ticket.
to Tahiti like a couple years ago, like 2016, 2017. I got my passport
That's
ready.
Yeah.
But-
Good.
See, don't
But-
threaten me with a good time, son.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
right there.
So
So are you excited about that? Oh, go ahead.
Did you win your ticket because you won Mr. Heba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I got a question
Yes.
for Nash.
Yes.
Also, are you full Chamon or both of your
I'm
parents?
half.
And the other half is
Filipino.
okay. What made you get in the Tahitian scene out of anything?
Okay, this is a funny story because for the longest time, I mean, even in high school, I didn't really like dancing, whether it's hula or Maori or Tahitian.
Right.
It just wasn't my thing. I was
Right.
kind of like very insecure. And actually, growing up, my sister danced with a Chamorro group out here with my auntie Rose.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
I was supposed to dance, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna wear that. But I was a little boy. I didn't know any better. But growing up, I was at PIFA one day, and this was when I was in college. And I see my uncle Mel. He actually is one of the musicians in the group I dance with now, Pride of Polynesia.
Right.
And this man has been hounding me every year to go dance with this group. And I'm like, okay, I'll go, but I don't. But but this time, you know when you see someone that you kind of want to avoid, but then they sense you and they turn in your direction. It's too late.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Done that plenty of times.
That's what happened.
Especially to Rich.
But eventually, you know, I was like, all right, I tried it out, and there was like an interest that sparked. So I was like, all right, this is actually pretty cool. So I kept going and learning more, and then next thing you know, it's like dance has been a major part of my life. So that's what got me into Polynesian dancing and culture.
Okay. It's kind of addicting, right?
Yeah, it's very
In
addicting.
a great way,
Definitely.
not like in a drug addict type way.
Oh
but,
yeah.
well, that's cool. I mean, I just had to ask because I mean, I've always been around it, but never was gravitated to it,
Yeah.
and that's just me as a
And
person.
thank God.
I think
he can't dance for nothing.
There's like different.
I play the hell out of some instruments though. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's like the one thing I like about the culture is that dancing isn't the only route that you can take. Yes,
Right.
guaranteed I dance because we don't have a lot of guys who dance in the group. But whenever I'm not dancing, I do take the opportunity to learn how to drum. And thank God, growing up, my grandpa knew how to play the guitar and the ukulele, so I knew how to play that growing up too. So that was
There you
like
go.
already easy. But I think if I had to choose like a really like a aspect of Tahitian culture that I really loved, enjoyed doing was probably the music portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Tahitian music. I
Yeah.
love. And it's the banjo. I have a banjo actually.
I
yeah.
could.
An 8-string.
You got no
He
band.
just
Do you have
performed
one?
at our
Huh?
Do you have one right now?
I do actually. Oh no, it's in my grandparents' house.
Oh.
Yeah, my
Oh,
grandma.
man, he's
my,
about to
gra-
give us a performance.
my grandma
Yeah.
confiscated it.
No,
I got it at a Fest Pack.
Oh, really?
Fest Pack, yeah.
Mine.
Oh,
Yeah. She took it from me. I mean, we still have it. And what's the strings on there? Is that just fishing string?
rod. Yeah, fishing
Yes.
rod.
Literally,
Fishing
right?
rod.
Like that's what I thought. And that's
It's
I have it at
light,
home.
so it makes it easier
it's
for those
strong,
fast
Yeah.
fast
yeah.
drums.
And what's a banjo made out of? Is it a
It's our local wood. Gosh, I have 3 at home. Yeah, but it's local wood. But there's different wood, same as the toeres.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and
Oh,
right
okay.
now we just picked up a big load of a shipment of maybe 10 toeres
Really?
for the Heva.
I'm
Yep.
getting one of those.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's very affordable because it's done by the conservatoire.
You know, that's the only thing that makes me ever want to compete is so I can win like a drum or a tuere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like I'll compete just to win that.
is that selfish?
I'm not that I'm that great, but I'm just saying like
Yeah,
I
I'm
would.
just
That's why I would try.
Just to have one.
Well,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
send
No, 'cause
prices,
I
though.
love tueres. I think tueres and pahus are
You
pahus
can
are
send
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Is the
There's-
overall dancer getting a toere?
The overall is actually getting a ticket to Tahiti.
Yes.
Which is much more expensive than a
Than a
tuere.
Twitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a
Yeah.
drumming workshop too, same day as the Otea and Aparima and Ahuro workshops that they're gonna have.
I can't really drum that good. I can only play the pahu. I think.
Well, you should still
How
go
much is
try
a
it out.
toere?
The
much is
the
sorted?
prices range. Like if it's the smaller one, it probably goes for about $300, $400, and then the bigger ones, of course, the 24-inch,
Six.
probably about 600.
How much is a flight to Tahiti?
Ooh, it depends what
Depends
peak,
if
what
you take
time.
night.
When you go
Yeah.
The high peak season, you can look.
Almost
You
2,000.
can get
How much?
$1,700.
Oh,
Ticket to
flying
Guam
Guam,
is like,
yeah.
yeah,
Low
same.
peak season, you can go for 1,000.
Or you can run it
That's
for
all
Mr.
in-
Hava and get it for free.
all taxes
Yeah.
inclusive.
Also,
Sorry,
How
Nash.
long of a flight is that anyway?
it's
8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours?
direct.
8 hours, that's
Yes,
it? Not so
from
bad.
Los
Guam is
Angeles.
like 17.
Oh yeah,
Straight
oh, like
from Los Angeles,
17.
there's 8
So
hours.
that's great.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
air
Yeah,
flight,
because you gotta
This is
go
the worst.
through.
This is the worst.
Yeah, direct
Wow.
flight.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
a beautiful flight.
Yeah.
The minute you stepped in, you feel like you're in Tahiti.
Oh, and
And,
when
they
you step
serve
off the
you-
airplane,
It's a good night's rest on the plane.
It's amazing. Like for me, what I always remember is stepping off the airplane because
It's so hot.
right when they open the doors, it's hot, but that smell hits you.
Yeah.
You smell tiare, you smell, the land, you
mist
smell
of
a little
the
bit of
ocean.
pollution.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all like represents Tahiti, and they're playing the ukuleles.
Yeah,
they have
there's
a
a
dancer
dancer.
welcoming you.
Meet and greet
They're
you.
offering you tiare flowers. That is like on point Tahiti whenever I think about it.
Yeah.
That first
Hospitality
entrance, hospitality.
is big.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how do you get in the competition? Like, or
Question.
how would you join for Heva San Diego? I'm ready.
You, yeah.
That's it. Me and Noel, me and Uncle Nono are gonna dance in the same category.
You gotta do
What,
Okay.
what's Masters? 35 and up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm in.
Do it.
Okay, I'm waiting
just
for
do
the
it.
application.
I'm gonna trip you before you get on stage. So I
I can already feel the pain in my knees thinking about practicing like my I was about to say polites. I'm just like, oh my god, my knees hurt already.
I'll go up there, I'll faint.
Oh.
I gotta have like a bottle of water with me on stage. Drink as I'm dancing.
That is so funny.
Spray bottle with a fan.
I got this. Oh, let me get my asthma.
Just make that. Turn that into a routine.
It's just a vape.
That's so cute.
But yeah, all you have to do is turn in your application. You're good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the deadline for the
You
early
have an
bird
entry fee
special
or no?
is it's $50 per per
That's
dancer.
cheap.
And then but that till the 27th of
So
July,
next
right?
week?
Yeah, till 27th, then it goes up. Because
So-
everybody's
so-
on island
So we
time.
encourage everyone to sign
Yeah.
up early, because
Save
then,
money.
Right.
save money.
So it's first overall though, right?
So hold on. Mr. Heva's different from the competition, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to have it all together as
Uh-huh.
a full package, but it was very overwhelming for the team
Right.
to put this this large event together. So we just decided to break it, and Lindsay's decision was to do that, and I think that's very smart to do that. So there's less stress on us.
Yeah, we had it actually a month before, so it just what is it?
Past the 13th.
past Friday?
The 13th.
Yeah, the 13th. We had our Heva San Diego Gala, and that's where we crowned Nash and the Miss Heva, of course,
Nika.
Rebecca. So that was separate, but he's gonna be at the Heva San Diego representing hard.
Yeah, to kind of add on, because my first experience was obviously last year when the pageant and the competition were together. And to me, I mean, it kind of took a little weight off my shoulders because, I mean, yes, you're going to be presenting in front of a large audience. But for the pageant contestants, it really was a lot of laid back time. And, not everyone's paying attention because, they're on break or they're mostly competitors. So, I mean, the cons of that was it wasn't really intimate for the pageant contestants. And no one was really there to kind of pay attention to the hard work that they all put in. But this year, at the gala, that was where the pageant was. And it was really intimate. It was really nice. It was fun. A lot of support from family and friends.
Yeah.
So,
It's
totally
Yeah,
different.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that sounds like it would be, because I thinking back when I went to the competition when I saw the Mr. Hayville incident when the contestants were coming up, and I remember I was like no one was watching. I was like
Yeah.
damn man, you guys, hey, there's people up here trying to,
Yeah.
they're still doing stuff,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
it's like someone walking out on your competition and it sucks.
Disrespectful,
Yeah,
man.
it
Yeah.
is, and the reason why I wanted to separate it too is like Nash said, it's not personal enough because you have so much going on. But having it a month before, I'm able to work a lot closely with the contestants to figure out who they are. So for me, that's everything because they're going to be the face of our organization. So I want to make sure that we pick the right person and that they're prepared fully.
Yeah. Plus, we always need a reason to party. So.
We always need
Yeah.
a reason to party.
Oh, he didn't hit the reason to party.
Yeah.
Puiti,
No.
I'm becoming a fan of yours every time you talk.
What did you learn at college?
What was your major?
What did you learn in Long Beach?
She was a
She's
party
like
major.
Tahitian parties.
I'm from
And
Tahiti. Like to
and then we
party.
need a party.
Tahitian
And
punch.
the way we party is Tahitian punch, ukuleles.
Yeah,
That's our kind of party.
Yeah.
The drums.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I've been.
That
to
sounds
one
like
of
my
their parties,
backyard.
and it's-
And so okay, so the gala's done, which by the way, it was awesome. I did like it. And
Thank you.
Like I was telling everybody, I was like, man, it's a great idea. And I was like, man, it was amazing. Like
Yes,
to have
it
that
was
many people
awesome.
on islanders on a boat and just kind of cruising around.
Yep.
Like a little bit more high class than you're kind of used to, but it's good. I mean,
It's a good thing for the
Yeah.
community. I'd say that.
yeah,
It's
you have to
definitely a good thing.
invest into your own community. You
Yep.
have to. You have to put some money in. You have to put some money
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's you're right. It's not cheap, you know, but
Yeah.
that's why we want to invite you know, all our Polynesian communities together. There's definitely two layers of pricing, and but you know, there's capacity too. You know, we were completely sold out at 200 people downstairs, and but we really wanted to reach out to everyone and say, hey, next year, you know, we want all of us to participate.
Get a little bigger. Get a little bigger.
Yeah.
Get the bigger boat
Bigger and better.
or bigger ship.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there again.
Yeah, we'd
We're
love
trying.
you guys to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We definitely will make sure to have you guys there.
Yeah, I thought it was an awesome event.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the New Year's Eve event that you
Oh, yeah.
started last year.
Okay,
Oh.
so the New Year's Eve, it's an island ball that's always on New Year's Eve. It's not just for Tahiti, it's for all the islands. And what I wanted to do is create something where all the islanders can come together on New Year's Eve to party. Because, you know, sometimes we have our functions, whatever, or majority of people just stay home. Like my mother and my father, they just stay home.
We always did for years.
But if we can create an event where all the islanders are together to celebrate a new year, to celebrate all of our, you know, everything we've done in our past years, I think that would be great for our community.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree with. Oh, you want to say something? Oh.
That's great.
That's funny because so we've been asked to throw a party
Right.
after PIFA,
Yep.
and this is only reason I'm throwing it out there because I know for sure I'm not going to do it because I have too many things on my plate as well.
Not yet, at least.
Someone asked me
But I
that.
always said, you know what, would be great to have all our communities come together and have a cultural night.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And just like same thing like a Tahitian party, but we just jam and we show our culture to each other and we just have fun
Just
and
all the
just
islands.
Yeah,
all
and
the
then-
islands.
just among us.
yeah,
You know? I mean,
and then
there's
just
so
have like
many of
a
us,
yeah, and then
Yeah.
exactly there's so many of us.
Yeah.
So have like a band from Guam playing up there, have a
Yeah.
band from Samoa playing up
Like
there,
a nice
have a band from
blend.
Hawaii
Yeah.
playing up there, have a band from Tahiti playing up there, and then you end it with someone who's a communal icon, which would be like Fiji, because we all
Yeah.
love Fiji. Every island loves Fiji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even he's old. I
He's
still
awesome.
love. I still love him.
Guy
You know what I mean?
I love.
He'd come out there and he'd sit down all the whole 45 minutes, and I'll still listen to him. You know, like he's just fun. He's someone
He's
that
a
touches
classic.
everyone's you know, touches everybody a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
but yeah. So that's. I mean, yeah, I would definitely go to that New Year's Eve party. I mean, as long as
Yeah.
it's not $500 to get in.
No, it's not.
No,
It's
no,
cheap.
no,
and
it's cheaper.
Cause that, no, that's. I
No,
mean,
no, no,
downtown
very
is crazy,
affordable.
man.
You know,
They're like
see-
$150 to get into a downtown party.
Exactly.
We ain't
I'm
doing
like,
that.
oh no.
No,
We're not
it's
doing that
cheaper
either.
than the boat party.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, I understand that usually islanders have big families, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit
Right.
tougher for
We
us.
focus on them.
So we always have two pricing. We have the $35 ticket, which is for anyone who doesn't want the dinner and they just want to come and party. $35. That's not a whole lot. And then there's the VIP, the $85 ticket that comes with dinner, party
Show.
favor. You get, you know, everybody gets a free champagne.
I think everybody gets
Yeah,
champagne.
and then
even the 35
6
one.
DJs,
And you
entertainment
did
online.
set the Sheraton.
Yeah, the Sheraton
Four
4
Point.
points, and we're gonna have it there this year
Yeah.
again, probably too.
Man, if we could get some
Free
bands
parking.
to play,
Yeah.
get some bands to play,
This year
and,
we're gonna have
Yeah.
some
That would
bands.
be
and have like a little dance off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
awesome.
What?
Yes.
Well, last year we had a
I'll
group. We
be
had
in that.
Haley's.
Haley's.
I'm in
Haley's
the dance off.
Yeah. Oh no, you're not.
I'm
Yeah.
representing you, Rich.
I don't want to see
ParBar,
your.
baby.
I don't want to see your Rihanna dances.
And we'll have you guys there. You know.
Yeah. That'd be great. So after Hava San Diego, you guys got to start promoting that.
Yeah.
Or you guys when you
New
guys.
Year's Eve.
Man, you guys are busy throughout the whole
We're
year.
busy. We're
Heavily-
busy.
heavily
We stay
promotion,
busy.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's really nice seeing islanders dress up in their finest with their flowers. I don't know. For
Have
me,
you
I
ever
just love
seen
that.
Uncle Nono dress up? Yeah, I
Sharp,
must say
bro.
he's pretty sharp.
Very
When
smooth.
Uncle Nono
Don't
dresses
get
up,
me on the
he-
dance floor. I start doing the
he-
kickworm and everything.
He comes out with a Kango hat
breakdancing.
sometimes. He wears a tie sometimes.
Hey.
But flip flops all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it feels good. Like
Has
your
to have
island
flip-
prince, they're
Have
welcome.
to have flip flops on.
The Zoits.
Okay, you got 3-piece suit with flip
Yeah,
flops.
you,
or
it's
what?
amazing.
Formal
You gotta feel comfortable. You know, you gotta be yourself, right?
Right.
And we try to make it unique a little bit, you know, for these events like, you know, the Island Ball. You know, we want everyone to be nice and comfortable. But it's amazing how we all end up being bare feet at the end of
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
I always take off my shoes.
My uncle, who was the president of Tahiti 4 years ago, his wife, my aunt, she dresses up very beautiful, but she's always bare feet. So when you know, he's out there in front of the French, so, you know, everything looks beautiful, but when they reach the feet, and everybody's like burning up red, especially the French, you know. Oh, and then the whispering, you know, did you see that? She's bare feet, and she doesn't care because
But she looked good.
she looks
knows
good
closer to
and
her
she
roots.
wants to be herself. She's
Yeah.
Haitian.
Oh yeah.
She's an islander. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I mean, I lose slippers all the time. My son, same way. I take
bare
when
feet
I feel
right now?
comfortable. I just I know.
Yeah, I know.
You've seen him on Guam.
Yeah.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
we lost 4 pairs of slippers on Guam.
Oh man. I left one pair out there.
Yeah. But that's awesome, man. You guys are doing a really big service to the Haitian community here in San Diego. And I applaud you guys, man. Like, cause it's like I said, like you said, or we said earlier, it's hard. It's hard to always stay focused and always to be positive about what your goals are, because out here in San Diego, we can definitely get lost, or California in the States, you get lost. You know, you're just like, you know what? It would be easier if I just get a
Fit in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
somehow
absolutely.
else.
let me get a job that pays me, you know, $60 an hour, $30 an hour, because it's way easier than actually trucking through the mud and paving a way for the future. Because that's essentially what you're doing. You're
Yes.
paving the way for the future to make sure that they continue this progress for our culture out here in California and the States. Because man, like, 'cause I'm a product of that. We get lost in our stuff. We went back to when we went back to Guam for the first time. I just felt like, oh man, it feels so good to be with a community who knows what I'm talking about, who knows the same goals, the same progress. And you get back out here and you try to tell it to your coworker, and they're like, whatever, Richard, just can you please file the papers? And you look at them like, I will slap you. I will slap you.
I just learned how to carve a spear. All right,
Yeah.
I get you right now.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
50 yards away, baby.
Or he tell you, you know,
Don't
hey,
ask me
I
about
went and ate at Guahan Grill, man. I love the Finadeni. And I'm just looking at him like, we're more than Finadeni, buddy.
I know.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, the red rice stuff too.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah. Like, you know, Tahitian culture is more than just a Hinano shirt. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
It's more
that's,
than a
Yeah,
Hinano shirt
I
and
think
a
that's an
Fara
issue
pool.
too. Is that not a lot of people in our community, not the Pacific Islander community, but the non-Pacific Islander community, they're not aware that there's more to it in Polynesia,
Exactly.
Melanesia, Micronesia than just Hawaii. Because I mean, I work with a lot of kids in PB, and I teach them the music and the dance and the culture. And they asked me, the parents asked me, so are you Hawaiian? Is your family from Hawaii? And it's like, no, I live here. So I think that's a big issue, especially out here in San Diego, is that not everyone knows that there's more to it than just Hawaii and hula.
hey, like we said, that's why we bring people like you guys to the ParBar, because we want people to understand the backside of what it takes to be Heva San Diego.
Yes.
You know, because there's a lot of work.
A lot
A lot of
hard
work that you guys put in.
Absolutely. We're
It's
very
not just
dedicated.
let's put on an event. All right, everyone, let's just come in and hang out in a hall. No, there's a process. There's things you have to gather. There's
Right.
knowledge you have
Yeah.
to also gain. And just like you said earlier, which I respected so much, that you guys went back to Tahiti to make sure you get permission, because that's a big thing in the
That's
dance
a big
You
community.
have to do
Yeah.
A
that.
big,
You have
huge
to.
thing
Yeah.
in the dance community.
And not everyone knows that. Not everybody takes that, because there's a lot of Havas, to be honest. There's a lot of
Right.
other competitions, and not everyone takes that step to go back to the motherland and say, can I do this?
Right.
And I think that's very important in our team. You know, Revititi Productions and everyone we're
That's
working
true.
with, they're very dedicated to
Yeah, respectful.
respectful, sharing the
Yeah.
culture the right way. And we love bringing not just people who love Tahitian culture, but our Pacific Islanders together. That means everything to us.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to also top, you know, as an icing on the cake, Lindsay had mentioned earlier that we're bringing in this group called Hiti Riva, and it's a fabulous group, and they won twice the Hiva Tahiti,
Yes.
and they will come here, transport the culture here, and especially the dancing, and it's a show that if you are part of the Ori Tahiti,
Uh-huh.
you don't want to miss.
It's gonna be
It's-
amazing. It's gonna be
Yeah,
amazing.
it is. It is like
Kehaulani is
a
very like
Mamma
well
Mia
known
show.
in
Yes,
you
Tahiti.
know,
Kehaulani,
or
she's-
one of those top shows to watch.
Definitely.
And in Tahiti, they also do it once every 5 years or sometimes 10 years to bring out a group like that.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be spectacular. And of course, I invite everyone to come, and we'd love to invite you guys, you know,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're available.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Yes,
we're
love
Yeah.
to come
we're
out.
definitely gonna be there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that weekend, because my wife wants to go. Obviously,
That would be
Sure.
fantastic.
Yeah. I think she was gonna
Because-
compete, but then she kind of pulled out at the last minute. So.
Let's just
Yeah.
compete.
She should.
No.
She's a beautiful
What
dancer.
weekend is that?
Huh?
It's
What
not
weekend?
too late.
August 11th
11th
and
and
12th.
12th. I don't know. You might see me out there if I can
I
win a
hope
ticket
so.
to Tahiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah.
No,
And you know what you guys do for the community? We really appreciate that because like you guys are doing something too. You're bringing people together. You were
Yes.
on
Oh,
the
it's a
boat.
beautiful
You're at our Heva
process.
San Diego. So I mean, support is a huge thing in Pacific
Oh,
Island
support,
community.
yes.
You
Definitely.
gotta support not just your island, but other islands. Samoa,
Right.
you know, Guam. You have to support.
Absolutely.
And that's
We-
one thing we talked with Joseph Talmoa is our communities back in the I don't know late 90s, early 2000s that we were so segregated
Mhm.
to make sure that we can like keep our secrets or whatever. But I was like, man, we're such a big community, but we're starting to die off because we won't share within each other,
Yeah.
and we need to start supporting each other. And it's like it's really it's nonsense. So start going to all the events.
Absolutely.
Go to Havas. Go to the Samoa Community Council. You know, like Joseph and them have, I think, something right the weekend after.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
bought some tickets.
Yeah.
We
too.
just bought 3
I'll be
tickets.
And
there.
also,
We'll be there.
the theme for this year's Heva is fabulous. It's friendship. It's Te
Mau
Hoahiri, and it means friendship. So we really are trying to focus on that. You know,
That's
so
great.
so in our marketing process, we remind people that this is friendship. You know, we bring all the communities together.
For us to succeed in sharing our culture and you know everything we're doing in the Pacific Island culture, we have to support each other.
I agree.
Yeah, and so Disney, one of the graphic designer for Disney, a very popular James Finch, decided he was there last year to support us, so he's coming strong this year, and he helped us with the logo.
He
of,
did
this
Moana.
year's.
He's the
And he
artist
did
from Moana.
Moana.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yes, yeah.
So he did our
Moana.
logo this year. And it's
Nice.
So
Beautiful.
he
Really awesome.
called me up and he said, Maiva, can I contribute to the Heva? And I was really touched.
And of
I
course,
mean,
Uncle
yeah.
Victor from
And then
Maipukana.
so James Finch from Disney did the logo and vectorized by Uncle Victor Valier from
Okay.
Pucana.
Oh, yeah.
Fizz, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know Uncle Victor. Yeah.
So,
Awesome. Yeah, that's
Support.
see, that's great.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's run down one more time. What do you guys got? August 11th. August 11th and 12th, 2018.
It's like on
the
the
port,
island.
the Port Pavilion on Broadway Pier,
Yes.
San Diego, California. That once again, it's August 11th and 12th.
Mm-hmm.
What's the entry fee for that one?
For soloists, it's gonna be $50. For group, it depends what category. It's like $75 per category.
Okay.
For anyone who's just like a walk-up, a guest, then it's $20. And of course, there's a discount for children and military.
Okay.
I think it's like $10 for children.
Awesome.
Um,
And then right after that, you guys are gonna have the New Year's Eve, the island,
The Island Ball, which is on
Island
New Year's
Ball.
Eve. Yep.
and that's gonna be at the 4 Point Sheraton,
Yes.
correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
And also, Richard, in the admission that Lindsay stated, the general admission for
Okay.
$20, that ticket is valid to come in for the show at
Yes.
night.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, you'll
Okay.
be able
Yes.
to
So
watch
it's no
Hiti
extra
Riva
fee.
with that same ticket.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's helpful.
And
And
you,
we-
get, you get a
yeah.
performance by Teva LC as well.
Yeah.
So
And then, yeah, the Teiva
Everybody
LC.
did
take
Yeah.
advantage
Nice.
of these things we're bringing
Yeah.
to San Diego. You know,
Yeah.
we're,
Right.
we're just bringing
Yeah.
so much from Tahiti. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
and
I
so
mean,
if they're go ahead.
Oh.
Nash.
yeah, $20 might sound like a lot, but I mean,
No.
to
no,
get
that's- no.
for
For all
for
that.
some people, but for all of that, it's
It's
it's nothing.
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
For that
So
kind of
I
show
definitely
and
encourage
plus
people
they're
who are
coming
going
from
or
Tahiti.
who are downing to go because it might not be within their price range. At least attempt to go and experience something that you might not be able to get that chance to
That's true,
experience.
it's
And
a
once again,
unique
it's
opportunity.
paying into your community.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to pay into your community.
Exactly.
For your community to survive and succeed, you have to pay into it. There is and that's just $20 you can go. I get it. You can go to a big concert or something like that, but $20 here goes much further. Goes much further for the culture.
Yeah.
That's true.
Where can they find you guys if they want more information?
Okay, so our website is Heva San Diego. That's HEIVA San Diego.com. And then we're on Facebook, Heva San Diego. For our Instagram, we have Heva San Diego 2018. So, hit us up. If you have any questions, go ahead and look for our emails. We're up there. We get back to you as soon as possible. And, we want to thank everyone who supported us in any Heva, any event that we've thrown, because without the supporters, we would be nothing. We wouldn't have been able to gone on this long.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys, and we'll have those links up on our Wednesday release of the podcast. With that being said, you guys have anything else?
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
Thank you for
No, you guys are great. I'm glad you guys came.
Yeah.
So am I. You guys are awesome.
So Wednesday.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We'll bring you guys back on like maybe 30 days or so before the Island Ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Tish and Punch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When's that gonna go down?
Hey, if you
Next
guys actually
time.
invite us to the Tejan party, we're gonna be there.
Okay.
Bring your
yeah.
banjo.
And
Really?
We will
Yeah.
remember.
Oh, yeah.
I'll learn how to play something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll figure
I
it
just-
out.
Well, mark
Yeah.
your calendar that we have a big one on Sunday, Sunday 12.
Okay. Oh, okay. After the Heva.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
party.
See, we're gonna
So
have
it's
we have a
private
big after
but
party.
we'd love to bring
Yeah.
you.
Okay. That sounds great.
And that's behind the scenes.
I'm gonna put that in my look. Mark's
Yeah.
already put it in his calendar. You're not even invited yet. You're not even invited yet, Mark.
All Mark is putting is Tahitian punch. That's all he's putting in his calendar. Tahitian punch.
Because you want to be at our private parties. So
Okay.
This will be one, and it just flashed back. So I want to invite you guys to that one.
Okay. Well, there you go. We're officially invited.
Yes.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys coming on once again.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Noel, you got anything else?
No. Okay.
Vince T?
I've been quiet.
I'm good, brother.
Good.
All right. With that being said, we're out of here. Escalators.
All right.
Maruru.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you for
much.
that.
Oh yeah.
That was
That was a
awesome.
lot of
Thank you for